Bonnie and Clyde, South Carolina, and Jewel are all on this day. Welcome back to On This Day. Today's date is May 23rd, 2022. It is the 143rd day of the year. We got 222 days left in 22. That is a lot of twos. It is the 21st Monday in the 22nd week. Still more twos. Today's the 65th day of spring. We got 29 days left until summer. If today's your birthday, you're a Gemini. We made it. Today is National Taffy Day. May 23rd celebrates a mouth-watering confection on National Taffy Day. I think that may be the first time I've ever used the word confection. I don't ever remember using it before. Taffy candy has been made and sold for many years and has become a favorite souvenir of many vacationers. It always seems to be one of those things you pick up when you're, in Atlantic City or something like that. They had a place in Palm Springs where I grew up. I didn't grow up in Palm Springs, but not too far. They used to make fudge like right there and taffy. It was great. Then one day, some taffy pulled a filling out of my mouth, and that was it. And I haven't eaten taffy since. Saltwater taffy was invented in 1883 in Atlantic City, New Jersey. The confectioners, there it is again, make this sweet treat using boiled sugar and butter. They stretch and pull the concoction until it is chewy and can be rolled up and cut. The flavors range from buttery to tart to sweet. In other words, everything. All right, let's see what else May 23rd has given us. 1609, official ratification of the Second Virginia Charter takes place. 1788, South Carolina ratifies the United States Constitution as the 8th American state. 1846, Mexican-American War. President Mariano Paredes of Mexico unofficially declares war on the United States. 1911, the New York Public Library is dedicated. If you've never been to the main branch of the New York Public Library, it is a beautiful building. 1934, American bank robbers Bonnie and Clyde are ambushed by police and killed in Louisiana. I saw their car. They had it in Las Vegas one time on display. There were a lot of bullets shot into this vehicle. They didn't stop shooting. I think these two had created such a problem back there in 1934 and in the South and wherever they went really, that the police were going to make sure this didn't go to trial or they didn't have a chance to escape. Yeah, there's a lot of bullet holes. 2006, Alaskan stratovolcano Mount Cleveland erupts. This was pretty big. So luckily for Alaska, Mount Cleveland is way out in the middle of the Bering Sea in the Aleutian Islands, and nobody really lives out there. The island that is Mount Cleveland is uninhabited. Their nearest settlement is a small village of like 40 people. That's on another island, a couple dozen miles across the ocean. Just this May 9th, it was considered normal, but they're starting to see a lava dome, as they call it, and they switched it to unrest. So it's different categories. So they think eventually there's going to be another eruption here, probably in 22 or 23. 2013, a freeway bridge carrying Interstate 5 over the Skagit River collapses in Mount Vernon, Washington. Delayed traffic for quite some time. 2015, at least 46 people are killed as a result of floods caused by a tornado in Texas and Oklahoma. Movies released on May 23rd. 2003, Bruce Almighty. This was such a cute movie. It starred Jim Carrey, Jennifer Aniston, Morgan Freeman, Steve Carell. Just a great movie. Basically, Jim Carrey is like a weatherman, and he's kind of lost faith in religion, and he's cursing the Lord one day because things aren't going his way. And God comes down and talks to him in the form of Morgan Freeman and wants to show him how hard it is to be God, so he gives him the powers for like a weekend. It's a very cute and very interesting movie. Originally, Jack Nicholson was offered the role as God, but was later replaced by Morgan Freeman. They kind of did a sequel to it with Steve Carell as Noah from Noah's Ark fame, I guess you could say, but it was called Noah Almighty, and he was growing a beard uncontrollably and had to build an ark. That one was cute. It did horrible, but I thought it was cute. Born on May 23rd, 1974, Jewel. She's a singer-songwriter who has been nominated for 7 Grammy Awards and was first celebrated for her single, Who Will Save Your Soul. She has a very interesting story. Jewel was born and raised in Alaska, and she eventually, as she got older, at 15 years old, she received a partial scholarship to an art school in Michigan, where she studied opera. After graduating, she decided she wanted to go out to California and landed in San Diego. Well, things didn't work out that well. She was singing with friends that had bands and stuff like that, and in coffee shops, and she was living in her car, and she said she was going to sleep at night hungry almost every single night. She was homeless goes for almost a year. One day, she had this little parking spot that she liked to park and stay at night. And it was underneath this tree. She said it had blossoming flowers and it smelled nice, so she'd always crack the window while she slept. She smelled the flowers and she thought it was nice. And there was a coffee shop right there called Coffee Joe's, and she noticed it was going out of business, so she went in and talked to the lady that owned it. Her name was Nancy. She asked Nancy if she could stay open for a couple more months because she had a plan. The lady's all, "What's the plan?" She goes, "I'm gonna sing here. I'll bring people in. You get to keep all the food and drink money. I get any door money we get." And the lady agreed. She said, "Yeah, I could stay open for a couple months if we want to try it." Jewel says at first she went down to the beach and told everyone she was going to be singing there and come on by. There's a door charge and all this. And the first night there was 2 dudes there. And she says they probably just thought I was hot, but they sat there through the whole show. It was like a 5-hour show of her bleeding her heart out to them. And they were subjected to this. Well, the next night there was 4 people. Then there was 8 people. Then there were 16 people. She said like 4 months later, people are standing outside at the window to watch her. It kind of got this reputation for being a little surfer girl who bleeds her heart out every night at this place. So one night, this guy with a goatee, after she sang this really emotional song, said he's all leather, goatee, comes up afterwards and goes, "Hey, I'm with the local radio station here. Would you want to come in and talk to me?" He was one of the DJs. She said he was crying because the song was emotional. So she goes in there and she sings this acoustic version of that song, which is called 1,000 Miles Away. Well, it was huge. People started requesting it back when you can call in radio stations and actually request things. So people started requesting this, and this got on the radio's like top 20. At the time, record labels would pay big money to have their songs promoted so that they can get in the top 20. Record labels started calling the radio station going, "Hey, what's this song?" And the DJ said it's this like surfer chick that bleeds her heart out every night. So she said next thing she knew, limousines are pulling up to little Nancy's coffee shop, and Nancy had a booming business and people are coming in suits trying to talk to her. And there ended up being a bidding war between like Sony, Atlantic Records, and all these big record labels are bidding for this little surfer girl who's actually from Alaska and Michigan kind of to sign on their label. And she didn't have a manager, nothing. When all this started going on, she didn't know how to get a manager, didn't know anything. She actually went to the public library and found a book called How to Navigate the Record Industry. She was broke and they would take her out to dinner and she thought that was the greatest thing. And then when they offered her $1 million, it's like she didn't trust them, she said. She said, "Nobody offers me $1 million. Nobody offers anyone $1 million." She didn't understand that she was worth it. And she turned down her first contract that was going to be $1 million. At this point, she was just happy to be getting fed every night. So yeah, and now Jewel is Jewel. She's had an amazing career. If you want to see something interesting, just type in Jewel karaoke, and she went undercover and sang her own songs at a karaoke place and nobody realized it was her. Great video. But it's her birthday. Died on May 23rd, 2021, just last year, Eric Carle. He was a children's author and illustrator who created the best-selling picture book, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Also, the author of Grouchy Ladybug and Brown Bear, What Do You See? Carle died on May 23rd, 2021 at his summer studio home in Northampton, Massachusetts from kidney failure, roughly 1 month before his 92nd birthday. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a productive day, and be nice to each other.